guys, welcome to my channel over here. My name is Dawn, where today we're doing a brand new video. This channel is just all about new stuff right now, right? So I asked you guys in a community post if you would rather see me do one more first impressions video before I kind of tone down on buying new makeup. I'm still gonna buy new makeup, it just won't be as often. I just feel like I'm being kind of wasteful and I get so excited over all this new stuff. So I want to use stuff I already have and incorporate that into my videos as well. Because a lot of times you guys will see those in first impressions and maybe every so often in a video I come up with, and then you see them in speed reviews when I give my final thoughts on how I feel about that product. But that's as far as it goes. And I want you guys to also know that I use those products on a daily, especially the ones I like my Holy Grail, absolutely love ones I use on a daily. So I just want to not be as wasteful for the rest of this year. So that's kind of like a goal, not for necessarily next year. I mean, hopefully next year too, but this is just like the rest of this year goal. I want to use products I have and not be so wasteful and every month continuously buying a ton of stuff. I bought a lot of new makeup this summer, so we're going to play around with that makeup the rest of this year and then incorporate some new stuff. I was going to do a wear test on like a new concealer and a new foundation, like do it that way. However, I don't know what happened. I'm waiting to hear back from Sephora, but there's an incident where I placed an order. We were going to have some new stuff on top of maybe being able to do, because I hadn't heard yet. I mean, I'd heard a few things what you guys wanted, but I haven't, or at that point, I hadn't been able to make my decision if it was going to be one more first impressions or do wear test on like concealer and foundations or both. So I was just kind of purchasing stuff for both type of videos, and I placed my order, and then I get this email from Sephora that the authorization for my card failed and they canceled the order, which I'm so perplexed about, so confused about, because A, I have money, B, I had money, C, they took money from my account. So I'm not very happy about this. And I did think about, okay, just placing the order again and using my PayPal, and maybe it was something with my card. I don't know. But then I was like, no, I don't want to waste more money, have more money taken out of my account. This is not my full-time job. I have had a few things sent to me through PR, but for the most part, I pay for everything on my own. I have two teenage daughters, 16 and 13. I have a husband, I have animals, I have a house, I have a full-time job. Like, I can't afford to do that. So I decided I'm holding off on the purchases of that stuff until I hear back from Sephora, because I've yet to hear back from them, and the money being either put back in my account or the product sent to me, because they did take the money from me. The money's gone. So I decided, okay, we will pick up one of the foundations that I thought about picking up. It wasn't one from Sephora, but it was one that I thought about trying because I've yet to try but one thing from this brand, and I find it more like a skincare product than makeup. And we're going to do a wear test with this foundation. I was wanting to do concealer and wear test, but either way, once that issue is resolved, I will make the purchase of that stuff and we will do that video as well. But today we have the new, I'm pretty sure it's R.E.M. Either way, it's either R.E.M or R.E.M Beauty Sweetener Foundation. So I've tried her under eye balm before. I used it more as like a primer for my under eyes, like I do with the Lancome La Base Pro. And I did like that. I did like it quite a bit. I used it up. I haven't repurchased it. It's probably something I won't repurchase, but I did enjoy it. So we are going to do a wear test for this. I will apply this on camera with you guys. I have some notes here with some information for you. I will also pop up on the screen somewhere at some time during this video a swatch, picture of a swatch of the color I got. And I've never done a wear test before, so bear with me. However, I haven't been taking my walks in the last week for my weight loss because I haven't been feeling well. I've been so sick the last week. So I am doing that today. So this is going to get a nice little wear test. I do want to say it will probably only be about 6 hours, because even on my days off from work, I go to bed at the same time because I do get up so early in the morning. I get up at 5 in the morning, so I go to bed around 7. So I can't do an 8-hour based off of the time of it being 8:30. This will probably be finished, applied around 9. So we'll probably do about a 6-hour wear test. So I'm going to apply this. We'll talk about the information I have for you. We'll look at it. I'll give you my thoughts. And then I'll go off camera and apply the rest of my makeup. And then when I come back on, I'll come back on at the 4-hour mark. And then very last at the 6-hour mark and give my final thoughts, but we're checking at 4 hours. And at that point, I'll let you guys know what I went ahead and put on. So if this is a type of video that you like, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel out. It helps it get out there in the algorithm and lets people know about this video and possibly get them to subscribe. And please smash that subscribe button and be a part of this YouTube family. I very much appreciate it. I have found some amazing friends on this channel, and this YouTube channel is such a hobby of mine. As I stated, I'm a teenage mother, 2 teenagers, a wife, a full-time job. I got lots of stress in my life. So this is where I go to de-stress. I love makeup. I love skincare. And as you guys have seen, I've incorporated more skincare videos into my channel as well. And I love fashion, which again, that will be incorporated once I get some weight gone. Now, again, this last week, I haven't done anything for my weight loss, so I'm kind of behind a little. But anyways, that's another story. So we're going to go ahead and jump in to the wear test of the R.E.M. I'm just going to call R.E.M Beauty Sweetener Foundation. All right, guys, so here is what it looks like. It's very slim and sleek, and I like this packaging. I think it's very cute. It's a it's a plastic bottle, plastic top. It says R.E.M Beauty there, and then R.E.M here. Super cute though. And then the shade down here, like I said, I'm light 6 in. And we'll go ahead and swatch it for you guys as well. And then, like I said, I'll also put up on the screen somewhere, probably around here, a picture of the swatch online of this shade. I will say the shades were a little confusing. I got them online, so we shall see. I have already swatched it, and I will say the texture is interesting. And the shade does look to be a tad dark for me. However, I think I can make it work. And I have the white pigment just in case, because I tend to go, when I get shades, I don't get the right shades, I tend to go a little bit too dark than light. But here is what we got going on. And it's interesting because to me, it feels like a moussey feeling, and you can definitely see it's matte, but a natural matte. I agree with that. It does feel a little thick, and it is moussey, so I'm interested to see how it's going to be on the skin. I don't like thick foundations. I've tried moussey ones like this before, and I don't know. I haven't enjoyed them in the past. It doesn't say what it's good for skin type. I have dry skin. I'm 38. I've got some sun damage spots. They're getting so much better. I'm telling you guys, the skincare I've been using has been amazing, but I'm always on the lookout for trying new skincare too, just so you know. Anyway, some sun damage spots. I have just a little bit of fine lines here. The sun damage spots are more severe up here on my forehead, a little bit on the sides here. I have nothing on my face. We're not going in with any type of primer. I am going to set it a little with powder, but it doesn't look like I grabbed my powder, so I'll have to go grab that here in a minute. I want to see if it will change the complexion a little by using a brush. So we're just going to use a fluffy brush to set it a little bit, and because I am going on my walk. But again, I do my speed reviews, so you guys will get the final thoughts in my speed reviews after I've tried it more. This is still kind of a first impressions, but longer than just the video because we're doing wear tests as well. So yes, I don't have a lot with pores. I have some texture. I've got rosacea, so I usually always have redness here, as you can see, the center of my face. And I have dry skin. I feel like with the information and the thickness, it's moussey, but like very silky moussey texture. It's weird. I haven't felt a texture like that. I think it would be good for oily and dry skin because it says it's natural matte. And I have enjoyed natural matte foundations that aren't too matte, like the HD by Makeup Forever. Really like that foundation. It doesn't say it's for dry skin, but it works well with my skin. And you know, it also just depends how you prep your skin with your skincare. If I'm going for more of a matte foundation or natural matte like this one, I will prep it with really hydrated products and a very hydrated moisturizer, very thick, rich moisturizer. I think it would be really good for oily skin because it is matte. All right, so it retails for $35. I have my notes right here. It's called the Sweetener Foundation. And again, shade light 6 in is what I have. It's a skincare hybrid foundation. and it's supposed to give instant hydration. It's buildable and blendable. So we are gonna test that. I will build it up just a little bit where my sun damaged spots are on my face and then a little bit on here on my forehead. And we will go in one side with the brush and one with the sponge to see which application is better. It has raspberry leaf extract with hyaluronic acid spears. It has niacinamide. It's supposed to reduce pores, brighten, correct dullness, natural matte finish. It has 60 shades, so that's pretty good. Although I say the shades are a little confusing. Vegan, cruelty-free, and waterproof. It didn't say what type of coverage, medium, light, full. Based off of my swatch, I would probably say on the higher light side to lower medium side coverage. I apologize for that sound. Sounds like someone's getting their car towed. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go in on this side with the brush, this side with the sponge, and we will apply it with the Nisa Beauty, and then my Holy Grail sponge from online. Amazon, there you go, Amazon. And here is the inside of the packaging. It's got a pump applicator. So I'm just gonna pump a little bit out on my finger. We'll do half a pump. So about that. I'll spread it on my skin first. Ooh, okay. And then we'll go in with that brush and then the sponge. And I will say, even when I use a brush on my daily application, I always go back in with the sponge just to make sure it's blended well. So there is the color versus my neck. I don't self-tan, so we match it to my neck. It is definitely a little bit too dark, but I think we can make it work, especially going back over it with a sponge. So I'm just going through and applying it with my finger, and then we will go ahead and blend it in on this side with the brush. We'll just go ahead and blend it in now. It doesn't feel heavy though. That's what I find interesting. And we are going to bring it down the neck just a little on both sides since it is a little too dark. It's that moussey texture, but again, it doesn't feel thick. And I feel like it's spreading really easily with this brush. It's keeping its coverage. I would say with this brush, or a brush, you would definitely get a good high medium coverage. So here's what we look like with and without. So I like it. I do like it. And that was very easy to blend. Like I said, it's a pretty, I would say on the higher end of medium coverage. I definitely see where they're coming from with the natural matte. And again, it's going to depend on what you put under your skin, what it's going to look like. I feel like we've got a little bit of a glow, but it's more like that natural glow than anything else. So I am going to just go over it a little bit here with the sponge. And then we can also see if doing that will take away any coverage. It doesn't usually, once I've got it down and blended in with my brush, when I do this on the daily basis, I just do this to make sure it's really pressed into the skin. I do it no matter what. I love my Nisa brush. I love my BK Beauty 101 foundation brush. So I use those a lot. However, I still do like to do this just to make sure, especially with a more fuller coverage and a more matte foundation like this one. I haven't really been into the full coverage foundations or medium coverages. I've really just dived right into those skin tints over the summer. But this is really beautiful and natural. Like, I really like it. All right, now we're gonna go in on the other side, same application. I will go in with my finger just to apply same amount, half a sponge, and then we will go over it with the brush. The sponge. Now, again, I might have to apply a little bit more because we are using a sponge for right off the bat for first application. And typically, not always, but typically a sponge does take away some of that coverage. So we will see how that works, just going straight in with a sponge. But this is really, really natural. I find it to be very pretty. It doesn't feel heavy at all. Like, it's interesting that it's this thicker, moussey texture, but it doesn't feel or look thick as of right now on the face. and it's blending in very nicely. Like, I'm having no problems whatsoever. And I feel like with the sponge, you may get a little bit less coverage. Not much. I would say we're on the lighter medium side with the sponge, and then more on the heavier, or sorry, the lighter side of medium with the sponge, and more on a full medium spectrum with the brush. And then we're just gonna bring it down that neck just a little, because like I said, we do not batch. I didn't go in store. I've been really into just purchasing things online, you guys. All right, so we have it on both sides. We look really pretty. It looks very natural. Now we're gonna go in on the forehead, and then we will go ahead and build up as well. I'm just gonna go ahead and use the sponge up here. I don't put a lot on my forehead, especially where that sun damage spots are. I try not to, or right here in the middle. I just usually put in the middle there whatever is left on my sponge. But this is a pretty foundation. It's not one I personally would wear on an everyday basis. Just me personally, I'm just diving right into like those lighter coverage skin tint type of foundations. And again, I've mentioned it a few times. I will be doing a roundup of my skin tints that I have, and I will be trying at the end of this year. So I do have some that I want to test and try, but make sure you have bell notification on that way when I do get that video done. And like I said, it's gonna be at the end of the year. You guys will know when that uploads, but there's the skin tints I have now, and then there's a few others I still want to try. So I'm gonna, in the next however many months we have, 3 months till the end of the year, try out those skin tints, and then I will be doing a roundup ranking video for you guys to let you guys know which skin tints I recommend, that I like, which ones worked for me, which ones didn't, why not, things like that. So a pretty in-depth review, and I'll be also doing B-roll footage. So every time I wear each of those skin tints, I will film it for you and pop it up on the screen for you in that video. Like I said, that video won't be coming until the end of the year, but it's something to look forward to, so I can let you guys know. And I'll let you guys know if I think it's for dry skin, oily skin, mature skin. I do consider myself mature skin only because of my age. I don't feel like I have mature skin, but I feel like my age gives me that mature skin category. All right, so here we are, you guys. I mean, look how pretty and natural that does look. Now, I will say, it does look like there's foundation on. It's not like a skin tint. I would wear this more so, not every day, but more for like a special occasion. But it's not sinking into my fine lines up on my forehead, my smile lines. It just looks beautiful and natural. So I'm gonna jump off camera really quick, and I'm gonna go grab my powder so we can powder this down. And then I'll get back on real quick to powder it down with you guys on camera. And then I'll give my final first thoughts. And then I'm gonna go ahead and apply all my other makeup off camera and come back on in 4 hours and give you an update on how it's looking. Okay, excuse the dirty mess on the vanity top because I just finished the makeup, but I wanted to share with you guys what I used off camera. So here are the items that are used off camera. And next time you guys see me, we will check in at that 4 hour mark to see how this foundation is holding up. Thank you. All right, guys, I am back from my walk, and we are in front of a big window here. Let's actually open the blinds more, see if that helps. I will take the hat off, but I will say this is holding up very, very nicely. Like, normally I have foundations melting off my skin by the time I'm done with my walk, since it is still relatively hot here. It feels so lightweight too. Like I don't feel like I have foundation on. So let's take the hat off. I will say it's coming off. We're at the 4 hour mark now. It is coming off a little bit up here because of the hat. I would say if I didn't have that hat on, I don't mind the hair, you guys, I would say it would not have came off. It is looking slightly makeup-y and a little heavy in this area right here, but that's not bad. I would say that is my only complaint so far at the 4 hour mark. It looks so pretty, so natural, and it feels really, really, really nice. So I will check in another couple hours for our final check-in. Thank you, guys. All right, guys, we are back and we actually went to 7 hours instead of 6. I went ahead and pushed it one more hour. And my final thoughts, this is beautiful, beautiful. Again, it's a little makeup-y, a little heavy in this area, but I mean, everything is held up so well. It is coming off a little bit on my nose, I would say at about the 5-6 hour mark. I don't feel like it did around the 4 hour mark, but right here, it's coming off, which almost every foundation does. That is the toughest spot for me, is on my nose. It rubs off pretty fast. I did a lot of stuff today. I ran errands, took my walk, very much put this to the test. I cleaned the house, picked up the kids, did all of that stuff. So I really, really like this foundation. And like I said, I've been more into light coverage skin tint type of foundations, and I'm just really impressed with this. It feels so lightweight. I find the moussey texture interesting because it's got a thickness, but it doesn't feel thick or heavy on the skin. And I'm definitely excited to play around with it more. So make sure you subscribe and you have the bell notification on, because I will update you guys in the future speed reviews on my final thoughts on this product, because I'll wear it more, test it out more. I'll test it with other setting powders, no setting powders. Remember, we did set it today, just lightly though, with a little small dusting of the One Size setting powder. Try it with different primers, different skincare. And the skincare I used today, it's the skincare I've been using for weeks now in the morning, and it held up really well with the product as well. I will say at this moment, my thoughts could change the more I play around with it, that I do recommend this foundation, especially for oily skin. I am definitely getting a little bit oily, I will say, and shiny, just, you know, throughout the day of all this stuff I've done, which is typical for me, at least in my T-zone. But I do recommend it for dry skin and oily skin. I would say it's probably geared more towards oily skin because it is more of that natural matte finish, but because it is a natural matte and it doesn't feel heavy, it doesn't really look cakey. Again, a little makeup-y in this pore area and on my smile lines, and a little drying looking, just a little. I do recommend it still though for dry skin gals, because it does have that natural, beautiful look. But this is a beautiful foundation. And again, I've never tried anything from R.E.M makeup wise. Like I said, I did try the under eye cooling balm, but I saw that more as a skincare product. I did use it as like a primer for my under eyes for concealer, but it is marketed as skincare. So this is the first R.E.M makeup product I've tried, and I am impressed. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. This was so fun. I'm excited to do more of these wear tests for you guys. We will be testing out some more foundations and some more concealers. Like I stated in the beginning of this video, that mess with Sephora. Once I'm able to get that figured out and pick up those concealers and the foundation, we will do a wear test for all three of those. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you here very soon in another video. Bye.